Well, I'm not saying check every one, but this one, I think because of the issues that they've had, so, yes, please.
Hi, it's Samantha
Okay.
Short. Hello, gentlemen.
Hang on for a sec. Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead, no, I just want to give you.
We understand that this is a big issue right now, and we are currently going through the amendment of the zoning bylaw. We are taking into account with rooming houses, but at this point in time, we have the rights to enter when we receive a complaint. Once the complaint has been addressed and we have seen that the order has been complied with, we can no longer go into a building. So once we receive another complaint, then we can enter upon a building. As for rooming houses, everything is a complaint basis, so usually it comes from multiple vehicles in a driveway. Unfortunately, for us to go in and check in on rooming houses, it's quite difficult with the amount of people and the amount of rooming houses that are within the city. But we are currently working on numbers of the ones that we are aware of, and we are making sure that everybody is safe within the housing. And with education programs for landlords right now, when we do enter upon a property, we do educate them the best we can, and we bring the fire department with us as well. So we are trying to do the best we can to keep up with the amount of people that are living in homes. But yeah, unfortunately, it is something of an enforcement of people, and it is very difficult to do so. So yeah, thought I would give that to you guys.
Thank you for the explanation. If there are no further questions from the committee, we'll take it. Will we accept the bylaws as written, or? Yes. Okay.
We're upholding the order, is that what?
No. Are we upholding the order, or are we rescinding it? You're rescinding it. Property standards are rescinding it, correct?
Just the last portion.
Yeah, so on the third page of the order, there's 5 bullets for
Yes.
required action. I'm requesting that the last bullet be rescinded.
Okay.
But bullet number one's been taken care of, or we don't know that. I know there's nothing on the front,
Yeah, the back is what I addressed. On the deck, there was garbage bags and empty beer bottles, and one of the garbage bags has been ripped open. The property owner has explained that it's been cleaned up. I have not set eyes on that to confirm it myself. I'm just taking his word for it. During this appeal process, I have not returned to the property. But bullet number 5, I'm requesting that the committee rescind that.
Okay, we'll take a vote on that. Yes or no?
I make a motion that we support the order with
Yeah.
that number 5 being deleted.
Okay.
Because it needs to be taken care of.
Okay.
And then the property standards will check on it, it's compliance. Well, to the satisfaction of them to make sure that all those issues are dealt with.
Okay.
Sure. Okay?
All in agreement?
Yes.
Carried.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
We're gonna do the minutes, right? Or did
Yeah, we did do the minutes.
we did that?
We did the minutes. Closed session, I don't think there's anything to go there.
Yeah.
And item arise report as closed session, we have nothing there. New business, anything new business? No new business. Next meeting, we already know the dates for that. So adjournment of the Property Standards Committee. Carried. Your turn.
Okay. You ready to go? Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to the Committee of Adjustment meeting for March 21st. My name's Brian and I'll be chairing the meeting today. Our first order of business is any pecuniary interest by any of the members today. Take that as a no. Okay, we have our first application is an application for a minor variance at A24 is the number 359 Bleecker Avenue, Belleville, Ontario. The owners are Alan and Tracy Bunnett, and we'll ask the staff to give us an update.
Sure. The property is located on the east side of Bleecker Avenue, south of Mayer Street, and north of Pine Street, known municipally as 359 Bleecker Avenue. This minor variance application requests to permit the expansion of the existing non-conforming detached accessory building. In the northeast corner of the property, by increasing the maximum building height from 6.26 meters to 7.52 meters, and by permitting an extension of the existing two-story portion to the west by 1.76 meters. The existing uses of the accessory building are permitted by the minor variance A4/84. The official plan designation of the property is residential land use. At this time, staff have received correspondence from 3 members of the public. 1 member has no concerns on this application. 1 member supports this application, and 1 member expressed their concerns on this application. They have been addressed and included in the staff report and/or circulated to all committee members for their consideration. Thanks. Back
Thank
to
you.
you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Is Alan or Tracy Bunnett present? Yes. You want to come up in case we have some questions? So if you want to just give us a quick little update on what's happening here, so we're all on the same page.
The structure at the back, the garage there, I want to take it down and rebuild it. It's been up for, 100 years. It's not in the greatest of shape. It's also encroaching on the neighbor's property to the north, so I'm going to bring that back, and then I'm just going to bring it forward a bit, and then just actually square it up so it's the second story is the same size as the main floor. That's all. And I need a little bit extra height because I want the upstairs to be a little taller. That's all.
So this is, you're tearing down the building and building a new one? Is that
Just the garage portion.
just the garage portion?
Yeah, there's a cement wall where the hallway ends for the apartments in that white section of the building there. There's 2 apartments in there,
Yeah.
and there's a cement wall that separates the one apartment from the garage, and I'm just taking the walls down and then just rebuild it. That's
And
all.
the height, we're going up about
About 4 feet.
3/4 of a meter, something like that?
About a meter, yes.
About a meter?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for this gentleman? No? Any?
Well,
Oh,
yes,
go ahead.
I do. I happened to drive down in there today,
Yep.
and you have whatever the number of the place,
350.
359 A, B, and C. B and C being the 2,
B and C are at the back.
Are the
A
back,
is
correct.
just the main house.
the main house.
Yes. And then
And-
there's the house 361 is back in there. That's
Yes.
owned by the neighbors.
That is the neighbor.
And they have a right-of-way there to get to their property down that
Right.
laneway. That
Okay.
laneway is actually mine.
The laneway is yours.
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to comment on 359 Bleecker Avenue? Anyone at all for 359 Bleecker Avenue? If not, then thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, so we need a motion for this move.
Yeah, moved.
Seconded by Joe. All in favor? Approved. Thank you. Our next application is for a minor variance at 240 Bethel Road, Ottawa, Ontario. It's application A324. The owner is Todd Hogan and staff.
Sure. The property is located on the south side of Bethel Road, north of Willets Road, and west of Cranston Road, known municipally as 240 Bethel Road. This minor variance application is requested because the owner wishes to construct a main dwelling farther back on the property, resulting in the existing dwelling becoming an accessory building. To comply with applicable zoning, the application requests to allow an accessory building which may contain an accessory dwelling unit to be located in the front yard with a minimum front yard setback of 170 meters, and to permit the maximum height of an accessory building and accessory dwelling unit to be 7.02 meters. The official plan designation of the property is rural land use and environmental protection. At this time, staff have received correspondence from 2 members of the public. Both members have a range of concerns on this application. Their correspondence has been included in the staff report and/or circulated to all committee members for their consideration. Back to Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Is Mr. Hogan here or a representative? So again, just give us an update on what the plan is here.
The plan is I built this house in 2009 with the intention to build a secondary dwelling at that time. Because of timing, I got into the winter, I couldn't get my permit, so I finished this and lived in it for a while. Now I'm wanting to build a secondary house, or my primary house is behind it further back, and that's it. So, that's all I'm asking to do, is be able to, basically I'm changing the name of this house from a primary dwelling to a secondary dwelling. It's already built, it's already there. It meets the square footage.
So you're building another building behind this as a prime residence, is that correct?
Correct, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions, Mr. Hogan?
Mr. Hogan, back in '21, there were some cabins added on the property.
Mhm.
And there was quite a bit of discussion at that time. So this building that you're talking about is nothing to do with those cabins
No,
that are there. You're not going to expand any of those or that type of business?
well, I possibly could. I have 2 cabins there now,
Yes,
and I'm permitted to build 4.
right,
Not plans this year to build another cabin, but
right.
I can't say down the road.
No, so that has nothing to do with this
No, it's
application
not.
essentially. The reason I ask is that when we received all the documentation, we received documentation back, letters from 21, 19, 20, 21, through there was about 8 or 10 of them at that time. Something about the creek and the
I'm
cabins.
unaware of what you received.
Okay, there were a number of things that I saw yesterday.
Okay.
Has the Conservation Authority made any comment on this application?
So Queenie Conservation sent their comments to us, and they said they have no object to this application.
Okay, that's good.
That's fine.
Okay, anybody else have a question? Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to, anybody else that wishes to comment on 240 Bethel Road? No, nobody else? Okay, you have any further comments?
No.
No further questions of this gentleman? Okay,
Welcome.
a motion. Moved by Scott, seconded by Mike, all in favor? Done, thank you. Okay, our next application is a minor variance, four twenty-four, 6 Boswell Street, Belleville, Ontario. The owner is Maeve Phillips, and staff?
Sure. The property is located on the west side of Boswell Street, north of Moira Street West and south of Harriet Street, known municipally as 6 Boswell Street. This minor variance requests to expand the existing non-conforming one-unit detached dwelling to increase the height of the building from approximately 6.55 meters to a maximum of 6.8 meters, and to construct a second floor above the existing rear addition that would be cantilevered up to 1.3 meters to the north from the existing rear addition, and to modify the roof line at the rear of the dwelling with proper eaves that will extend closer to the south property line, but still be contained on the property. The official plan designation of the property is residential land use. At this time, staff have received no correspondence from the public regarding this application. Thanks. Back to you, Mr. Chair.
Is Maeve Phillips here? Anyone want to come forward in case we have some questions?
Maeve is in the audience. My name is Josh. I'm from Three Hills Engineering, just down the street.
Anybody have any questions for this gentleman?
Yes, I happened to go out there today and take a look at it, and I see the roof is off the existing building that's wide open to the element.
Yeah, there is an open building permit on the project, and when we got into construction, there was a desire to increase the scope of the project. So that has led us to this
That's the
point.
reason that the roof is no longer there.
Yes, there is an open, like that was done under permit.
The other question I have, looking at the property line, the driveway between the units to the south and this particular building, it actually runs on an angle back there. As the new portion you're going to put on come closer to that new or the existing property line? Because it goes on an angle, if you look at the picture, back up from the house. The
Yeah,
existing.
so in that area, there, it's hard to see now, but there was an addition at the back portion.
Okay,
And it was, I think, about a foot or maybe just over a foot away from the property line. And we're gonna maintain that existing footprint. And then we're gonna keep our eaves like tight to the side of the house so that they don't interfere with the property line at all.
okay, so the driveway is being used by your property or the property that we're looking at, plus the other building?
I don't think it's used by our property, is that correct? No, no, it's a laneway used by the, I think there's a multi-dwelling unit
Yeah,
on the
to the
adjacent
south,
street. Yeah,
to the
yeah.
south of it.
So that
yes.
laneway is dedicated to that,
Okay,
that property.
okay, so there's no problem with that?
No.
Okay,
So you're making it a little bit higher and sort of prettying up the building, I guess?
Correct, yep.
Okay. Okay, any further questions?
the only other one I had, is the electricity still on in that building?
I don't believe so. No, everything's been disconnected.
Okay, because there's no roof,
Yeah.
okay.
Anyone wishes to comment on 6 Boswell Street? If not, a motion, moved by Joe, seconded by Jack, all in favor? Done, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, our next application is a consent, a new lot and easement, B 224, B 324, 85 Davy Road, City of Belleville, and the owner is Clad Inc. And staff?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The application here proposes a severance on an existing developed property. Right now there are 2 industrial buildings on this property, one at the north end and then one occupying the southern half as well. The severance proposes to divide these onto separate lots and also, in order to provide proper frontage to the north lot, to extend Davy Road around to the north into a proper turning bulb. This would provide frontage for the northern lot because obviously the Highway 401 frontage is not something that could be accessed in future. It's not currently accessed there either. So the first application is for the severance to create these new lots, and then the second application is for easements in support of creating these lots. The first easement proposed is illustrated on the plan there now, and it's to provide driveway access to a loading door on the north side of the building that would be on the south portion. There's also an easement proposed along the west property line to allow for the existing hydro lines to service the north building. And then a third easement proposed across the north and west side of the southern parcel for storm drainage purposes to essentially maintain the existing function and drainage of the site. So that would cover off the easements proposed under the second application. Back to you, Mr. Chair.
What are those dotted lines? There's a circle there and then there's, on that drawing, you see the dotted one across the middle and then there's that.
Yep, so the circle is actually where the proposed extension to Davy Road would go.
Okay, that's for the bottom, okay. And the other one going the other way is just the severed line?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, just wanted to be clear on that, okay. Anybody from CLAD? Mr. Van Meer, are you here to answer any questions?
also here. Sitting beside me in case you want to direct something to him.
So basically what we're doing here is just severing this property into two bits and then making the bulb a little bigger. In a nutshell.
Extending the bulb.
Yeah.
The original bulb ended on the east side of the property.
Yeah.
Within the existing road allowance, the Davy Drive will be Davy Road will be extended, turn 90 degrees, go to north, and put a full-size turning circle in. And that provides the frontage requirements for the northerly parcel, and it also provides access for the southerly parcel.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, this subject application with the city will also require us to enter into a site plan agreement to deal with the extent, the new road was done to the city standards. And so we have to make sure that the two parcels are serviced independently, as well as part of the approval process after we get the consent agreed. The easements basically was to provide access, maintain the existing access that's being utilized between the two buildings, and the owners of the properties agreed to that. And the other easements along the west boundary really deal with drainage, representing existing drainage that's there. There's actually stormwater management facilities on the southerly parcel that's being shared. That's why the drainage is being maintained the way it is. And then the drainage from these properties outlet into the storm sewer that was constructed on the reconstruction of Val Boulevard. So that's the intent of maintaining the existing drainage and maintaining the quality.
So the easement is not for hydro or sanitary sewers or anything?
The westerly easement is one for the existing hydro line that
Yep.
goes to serves the northerly building.
Okay,
And there's an easement beside it for the drainage.
okay. All righty, any questions for this gentleman? Mr. from CLAD, does he have any comments? No? You're okay? Okay. You're okay, we're okay. Okay, any further questions?
The only thing I would add is that's been cleaned, that property has been cleaned right down, and the trees.
The parcel of land to the east is owned by Pan Properties,
Pan,
not this one, and Pan did the clearing on their lands.
right.
Or more to
Okay, so
clean it up to help market the property.
yes. Okay, thank you.
I work with Pan.
Any other questions, concerns? If not, then we need a motion by Mike, second by Scott. All in favor? Done. Thank you. Okay, next item is confirmation of the minutes of February the 15th. You weren't here, so a motion to accept the minutes? Moved by Scott, seconded by Mike. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay, any other business? No. Any more correspondence? No. Our next meeting, April the 18th, and we will get our agenda and everything else later. And if nothing else, adjourned. By Jack. Thank you. Okay, done.